Lucky Luciano, born November 11, 1896, Lurker of Fritti, Sicily, Italy, died January 26, 1962, Naples, was the most powerful chief of American organized crime in the early 1930s and a major influence even from prison in 1936 to 45 and after deportation to Italy in 1946. Luciano emigrated with his parents from Sicily to New York City in 1906 and at the age of 10 was already involved in mugging, shoplifting, and extortion. In 1916 he spent 6 months in jail for selling heroin. Out of jail, he teamed up with Frank Costello and Meyer Lansky and other young gangsters. He earned his nickname Lucky for success at evading arrest and winning craps games. In 1920 he joined the ranks of New York's rising crime boss, Joe Masuria, and by 1925 he had become Masuria's chief lieutenant, directing bootlegging, prostitution, narcotics distribution, and other rackets. In October 1929 he became the rare gangster to survive a one-way ride. He was abducted by 4 men in a car, beaten, stabbed repeatedly with an ice pick, had his throat slit from ear to ear, and was left for dead on a Staten Island beach, but survived. He never named his abductors. Soon after, he changed his name to Luciano. The bloody gang war of 1930-31 between Masuria and rival boss Salvatore Maranzano was anathema to Luciano and other young racketeers who decried the publicity and loss of business, money, and efficiency. On April 15, 1931, Luciano lured Masuria to a Coney Island restaurant and had him assassinated by 4 loyalists, Vito Genovese, Albert Anastasia, Joe Adonis, and Bugsy Siegel. 6 months later, on September 10, he had Maranzano murdered by 4 Jewish gunmen loaned by Meyer Lansky. Luciano had carefully nurtured his contacts with all the young powers in gangdom and had become boss of all bosses, capo di tutti capi or capo di tutti I capi, without ever accepting or claiming the title. By 1934 he and the leaders of other crime families had developed the National Crime Syndicate or cartel. Then, in 1935, New York Special Prosecutor Thomas E. Dewey bore down on Luciano, gathering evidence of his brothel and call-girl empire and related extortion. In 1936 he was indicted, tried, and convicted and was sentenced to Clinton Prison at Dannemora, New York, for a 30 to 50-year term. From his cell Luciano continued to rule and issue orders. In 1942, after the luxury liner Normandy blew up in New York Harbor, Navy intelligence sought Luciano's help in tightening waterfront security. The crime syndicate's power extended to the Longshoremen's Union. Luciano gave the orders, sabotage on the docks ended, and in 1946 his sentence was commuted and he was deported to Italy, where he settled in Rome. In 1947 he moved to Cuba, to which all the syndicate heads came to pay homage in cash. But the pressure of public opinion and the U.S. Narcotics Bureau forced the embarrassed Cuban regime to deport him. He ended up in Naples, where he continued to direct the drug traffic into the United States and the smuggling of aliens to America. He died of a heart attack at Capodichino Airport in Naples in 1962 and was buried in St. John's Cathedral Cemetery, Queens, New York.